Hello and welcome to another episode of Code Chaos Clarity. Today we are back with other guest of ours, and I'm delighted to have here with us Shri S.K. Banerji. He's the founder and managing director of JMJ Lean Consulting Group. With a career spanning more than 4 decades, he has helped organizations across industries transform their operations through lean thinking, Kaizen, and operational excellence. He has been with Maruti Suzuki. He's helped companies all over the world, automotive giants, and today we are going to speak a bit of um, how he's been helping the giants all over the world improve upon and scale up further. So, welcome to Code Chaos Clarity, Mr. Banerjee.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and inviting me over this. I'm obliged.
So, just before starting this, we were anyways talking about his journey and how he got into business. So I'll start with that only to continue the journey. So uh, Mr. Banerjee, if you can speak about your early life, what you were telling me earlier, about Prayagraj and then Kolkata. So that journey, if you can just go.
Yeah. Well, my father had been in railway, so we are used to bouncing from one station to the other. So I was born in Raebareli, and then initial days when I got senses, we were in Basbareli. From Basbareli, we got shifted to Punjab. So I did my entire schooling from Punjab, and I know how to read, write, and speak Punjabi. Maybe I have got little bit of broken Bengali, but my Punjabi is very durust. And I did my engineering from PEC Chandigarh, which is deemed IIT now today. After passing out, I mean, if you see little bit of before journey, as the things would have been, my father was very honest civil engineer. Our four brothers died, and then finally we at four this. All the first child are not named on J. If you see JMJ Lean Consulting Group is also named on my son and daughters. So Joy and Joy, all our first child now Ma Johura Kali. We really trust and work on that. That is how all first names have started with J. So back down when I look into class 7th, 8th, the self-esteem was little going down because my brother sister got convent educated, and last two brothers, me and my next brother, we had an opportunity to work with Takti. I do not know whether you guys are aware about Takti or not. We used to carry, and you have to ride with Kalam and Dawat. That was the time. And Tapar means it should be on the floor. The chatai bichha denge, and then you start really studying that. So from day one, I had that feeling that these two brothers, whenever they sit, they talk in English, and we could hardly make it out. ये क्या हो रहा है? And अंदर से self-esteem was going down. So then my father tried in between through his influence at 8, 9 trying to push me. Then I found that I'm totally outdated. So having gone through that, a couple of gurus came that it is your weakness, like Swami Vivekananda said, that your weakness, your strength lies in your weakness, not in strength. So I started with broken English. And English news ko sunna, English wale dost ko dost bana lena, and like that we kept on going. And today I took this challenge for a reform. Everybody was engineer in the family. By default, I became engineer. In fact, I wanted to go on reform. So that is how journey started, and it kept on rolling. Then in engineering college itself, I said I have to duplicate what I have learned. So I took a typical UP wala person who had never spoken English, and hamara this was very clear that at the end of the day he will not be my friend. Maybe he understands later on. So we used to इतना टोकते थे उसको कि ultimately today he is director marketing of a big company and speak to me in English. So that is how reform process begin. Ki somewhere I believe that your dream birthing takes place in your childhood. It is not that adult age where you try to look into. So my dream birthing had taken place. I want to go into reform, but since the job sector was saying go ahead, so having passed out from PEC Chandigarh, I was campus selected for GoEx. Now I was in production. So I said, I have learned all the engineering has gone. I have known number. Still, I remember what is the piston size, ring size, because we were making piston ring. And those days, German machines, and there's a saying, those days was a saying, ki German machines will never fail. American dollars will not fall, which is not true today. It is getting challenged. And Indian women will never ditch. This was the saying that time because we have culture and all those things working out.
So of course, bro, you mentioned you study mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
But why go after manufacturing right after?
You see, it is interesting to see that how do we decipher thing what people need and how do we apply those things on a blueprint, say on a drawing and then convert into all those, say, with so many factors going through feasibility and all. I found it is interesting because you see manufacturing at home. I think even today's date, if I talk about lean, everything is available in the kitchen. And it was so interesting. I learned from my mother. She used to make quite good dishes. Few dishes I picked up. I see it is interesting to know the process and work on. That's how I got into from blueprint to this.
Very interesting. So now back to what you were talking about. So starting it production. So how was your first job, and and how did it mold you?
Since I was very clear, I do not know. I had those leadership qualities from the day one, and each one taught me a lesson. And it is said that if you cheat me once, shame on you. If you cheat me twice, shame on me. So I never went to the same person in the same time. But since you cannot change your bosses, you can change the job, but you cannot change. I had to modulate and learn. But I was, to be very honest, very poor with the people skill, which over a period of time, I kept on learning because a doer is a doer. Like you guys sit down and make all those things, you're a doer. You don't bother about this issue. Today, I can say I'm a life coach also, that I can even predict a lot of things because when I left engineering, I said goodbye to books. Today, I have got a library of 300 self-help books. So that transformed me over a period of time. People transform. I learned from everyone. I learned from my own failures. I learned from my own disasters.
How was your experience at Maruti Suzuki, and how do you think that like was early on? So how did you shape your career? How did it shape maybe you as a professional? Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah, if you know a little bit about Maruti, even today, I would claim that we are highest paid in India, even more than software companies. So that part was that we had blinkers. So if you see my tenure everywhere, the tenure was 3 years. Here, the whole hall was 17 years. It's not that I didn't wanted to make a shift. I tried, but we were outside market was just paying half. And the learning part was so great. Unlike other industries, where if you know a little bit about Japanese and American, so it is known for Japanese that they will take 9 months for planning and 3 months flawless execution. whereas the American will do the other part. They will take 3 months for planning and 9 months with this. Both go hand in glove. So since they were cash rich, they also went hand in glove like Japan. So 17 directors will not talk about the other compartment totally. This one director will come, okay, energy saving. Another director will come, make it transparent. Somebody will come, make straight movement material. So that whole concept was different. And there was number two concept that number one has to be free for innovation. Number one means the head, and number two will do all other jobs. So learning and having several visits to Japan, because if you know those days Japanese were black box. So when we were buying machines from Japan, we were even scared that they will not give us the drawing. So in Japan, if you know, they have bullet train. On a phone call, within 2 hours they will come with a spare. That was not true with India. So we had to give a non-disclosure agreement that we have no intentions of making your machine. We just want to use it for maintenance. And that is where this whole role started working, that they gave us all the drawing which they had never given to our outside world. And with that, we could survive and excel. And our partners were so good. I still believe that speaking factory, what we will be, is a Tiki. They had everything visual. Even way back in 1985, I had whatever spares they had sent, they were with photograph. And I had taken a training. We had to learn Japanese in Japan. So they don't speak any other language. So Japanese were so good. They were all variety of people from Philippines, China, and all. I learned one best thing which I think whole world has to follow, that even in the classroom, if one fellow fails, that whole class will not move forward. So what Japanese we learn today, I still know I can manage my speaking there. And they gave us a short form book. You may not learn everything to short form. The take was that we are result oriented and quantum jump. Say you will not find plant A is coming. I'm just giving an example. Plant A is coming. My own quote for where I did. Suppose we have got a machine shop, 600 coolant tank, 600 hydraulic tank. So the plant 2 came, 600 machines, but 2 hydraulic tank and 2 coolant tank. So they believe in quantum jump. So our partners were very strong. And we have all that backup into energy savings and many things. If you visit any of the Japanese company, you will find it is mini Japan. So we had a lot of Indian challenges. We started balancing, but since our partner was good, it was managing. It is a very rich experience with Maruti.
So everyone talks about Kaizen. You have been hearing about it decades, but still it's very obvious. Very few actually understand it. If everybody would have understood, the world would be a different place. How would you explain Kaizen to somebody who is outside the manufacturing?
Say, if you're talking about services even, so it is applicable everywhere where we say make one small improvement every day. That is that thing. Like when we go to home, we found home is perfect. But when we come to industry, it is something like nurse-like attitude. So when you talk about Kaizen and Lean, Lean is all about mother-like attitude. Say, when nurse-like attitude is what is told, people do. But mother-like attitude is what is not told, you still do, and you take ownership. So we don't take ownership. At home, we take ownership. Even if 50 paisa coin has gone inside, we will do relay out the whole thing and 50 paisa will come out. But in industry and services, if something is going missing, nobody will have that. So dichotomist attitude has to reverse. We have to treat our workplace as our home.
Since you mentioned about lean, and in your experience with businesses, what are some of the biggest challenges that you're seeing businesses encounter while trying to embrace lean thinking?
You see, what we have done is that we have imported all tools, but at custom place, we have forgotten the culture. So everybody knows about lean. Everybody knows. You ask them, they will explain, and things were low. Even in interview today, now we have learned that we have to do face-to-face interview because they will be opening chat GPT, answer everything. When they are on board, we find nil but a Sanata. So the technology and Gen Z is going so fast, we have to also cope up because we are also going into that. So you have everything on net today. It is, we will care knowledge healthy. We never had that opportunity. But what is not available is the wisdom. So even for AI, if your knowledge is half cooked, it will say half cooked, okay. So the knowledgeable person has to modulate it to bring it to the right level.
And in this, and any organization is looking to start with the lean journey, what have you seen the most? I can say the both way, either with the most common mistake or even the biggest mistake.
Most of the people today are largely into discussion and less on shop floor. I find hardly people going to shop floor. Now, Mr. O. Suzuki, even at the age of 90, before his coming, transformation will take place. After his going, transformation will. At even 90, he used to do Gemba. He will spend more time on the shop floor and meeting, which board of directors don't do. They don't, Japanese will maybe carry, he will not call a peon and carry the door. He will himself pick the door and go. Whereas other industries, I say, we are like this. So they carry their own load and that. So I think Gemba somewhere has missed. If you have seen recently on a Prime Video, I'm so proud of Tata. In terms of culture building, they are the finest. There's a Prime Video Titan. There I could see 5S board at the background. I was surprised. So many years, they are more Japanese than Japanese. So when they had pitched themselves, they made their own place. We were thinking that whether they'll be able to know. The biggest challenge is they put process first, people later. And that is the biggest challenge of Indian industry. In Japan, people first and process second. And we cannot have that same thing in Japan, lifetime employment. So we have to modulate and make place. We strongly believe, teach enough people that they want to leave you, but give them so much of comfort that they don't want to leave. I think that part is largely missing. They're only looking for ROI, not people first.
From all of the Japanese management principles, which do you believe Indian companies still underestimate?
Japanese work on bottom line. Their entire focus is on bottom line, that irrespective of any situation, any war, the owner does not lose profit. So they work on elimination of waste. Say, if you see airport today, there is no walk-in kind of an arrangement. You go 3 hours putting their waste. That is totally non-value added activity. Dubai has made some airport now. There you can just walk through in 15 minutes, 20 minutes you're through for Emirates. Other places you still find so much of queues and so much of chaos. So we have to become to that state that what a non-value added activity. So they focus on bottom line, top line improves automatically. I'm sure you people know that bottom line is my profit.
So now, given your experience, I'm sure you have got into a mode wherein we take a look at something and you know what has gone right, what has gone wrong. Has it ever happened to you that you walked into a factory? You went on the shop floor, and within minutes, what's fundamentally wrong there.
Yeah, I've got a very small principle. Take me blindfolded to any company or any organization. Blindfolded and open my eyes at the gate. So I would gauge a company, how on a treated at gates. Number one. Then again blindfold me, take to workers' toilet, not MD's toilet. So I will predict what this company is. Then you take me to scrapyard, which now I name is that wealth yard, because your wealth is draining. So I will make an impression. Then you take me to canteen. I will see what atmosphere, what hygiene is there. And lastly, if you have got a rooftop or you have a lock room, take me to that. I will predict a company, how many years it will go up and go down.
All these many years you have worked with top leaders across industries. What do you see? What separates exceptional leaders, or not, is it leaders from managers?
You see, the basic leaders, they form habits. And through their own SWOT analysis, they go for SWOT and they go for benchmarking. So first fundamental target will be that we looked into all this small nitty-gritty. At the same time, they go down like Raja Ranjit Singh by changing base like Akbar also used to do, and in the Praja. So going to Praja is, we call it Gemba.
But in the context of industry today, how do you see? So drawing from that idea, how should people do it, or how a aspiring leader should try that in this setup?
You see, you have to first basically understand and benchmark that what we want. People are goalless because I don't want to quote when I see their layout and other things. In India, if you make a layout, that stays forever. In Japan, no layout is more than 6 months. We are still static, even doing so much of change. So they are into a lot of flexibility because the market is very dynamic. So Indian leaders, I think they have started picking it up, and the people like us, some people became MD, director, we started our own business. We are spreading this, and even Government of India brought about 10-15 years back that complete awareness program. They pumped quite huge money and got the people onto the boat for improving MSME. So the largest sector, GDP, as you know, the MSME sector needs to work on. Big companies have got things there, and they are their top people. They have defined path. They follow on the same. So we don't try to distance them. We see the cluster formation need us more than this. So I'm doing for a couple of this where the instruction comes from USA. They say, please guide me here. So we guide as a prompter from the back. But there is a lot of potential, Indian potential, and a lot of businesses are turning its face towards India. What the current generation will get, we have not witnessed.
Now, of course, automation is a hot topic. We have seen a lot of companies already investing heavily into automation, even smart factories, digital goods, etc. But still, the productivity hasn't improved as per the expectation. What do you see? What are the reasons, like why these attempts or why these transformation uh, initiatives, exercises are failing?
So we believe bottleneck of the bottle is always on the top. This is whole program is top driven but bottom supported. So unless you address bottom support will come because let us say the drive has been given from the top but bottom is not there. So we have got a word called WIIFM. What is in it for me? People don't address that what is in for me. So whatever they start, they collapse. Okay, another burden for us. Lower people don't want to support it because it is more burden on them, and they feel that productivity means we will lose job. It is a very wrong concept of productivity. Productivity means, like, if you see in when we were kids, we were mom and dad used to sit down. Used to write ABCD for 2 pages in 2 hours. Now we write maybe couple of pages in 2 hours. So productivity is improvement and assuring that we are not going to shunt any people out. If that message goes, people become open.
So now, out of all technologies, so there is like we are talking about predictive maintenance, digital twins, AI, robotics, humanoids. All of this, whatever I think we have been talking about in a couple of decades now, suddenly everything is going mainstream and at a very very rapid pace. Right? We already have. We've already have seen dark factories coming up where there is like possibly there is no human. Like out of all of these technologies, what do you think? Which is the one which will have the biggest impact in manufacturing or over the next 5 years, and why?
You see, it has to be a combo. Nothing called, if AI has come, you see Industry 4.0, what was degree of spread? So this will go to that high level. But at the same time, if the knowledge base is not correct, recently you might have learned in that the people and the big companies are hiring quality people 300 to assist them to go this. So you cannot go half-hearted learning things. So there is quite degree of integration, and unless the plants speak, trust my word, nothing will work. Whether it is AI, whether it is automation, if the plant starts speaking itself, everything will work. People are bought into this. So we bring highest possible automation on AI. It might help owner. He may flush everyone out and one day is crying. So half-hearted people, half-hearted knowledge will be quite dangerous. I think we have got a role to make a combo of all those things together. Definitely AI, what helped we get today. Say, if I want artificial intelligence, go anything about that is need of the day. But that need of the day has to be understood that was there already 50 years back. See, when Japan had to go for ISO, it cleared in one day. Here we will take 1 year. Because whatever they say stays done. There you have supervisors just as a leave result. Here we have supervisor कि 10 times जब तक नहीं बोलेंगे, things are not going to get correct. So we have to modulate as per Indian style and everywhere, whether it is services or manufacturing. So we have to modulate like we modulated for Maruti. We didn't bring every aspect of Japan. We modulated and suited it to India. Definitely AI with other combinations, automation is going to rule. To begin with, anything begins with, I'm of great opinion that what we see LD today, what LD took birth in India, that has already taken 15 years back, LD in shipbuilding and other thing. So the first part will be going to defense because there we need to protect ourselves.
So what excites you the most about the impact or usage of AI in manufacturing over the next decade? How do you see what kind of a role will AI really play in manufacturing, and what are the possibilities that you see?
You see, when we talk about AI, it is nothing but a grandchild of Jidoka. Now, Jidoka is automation. Now, the word is automation came later on. It was automation, means with human touch. Make some little bit of pokayoke and thing like that. So, it is grandchild, AI is grandchild of there. They will go hand in glove, and the future is there for sure. But this will begin with the top and then percolate slowly down. Like if we see our many companies have gone tier 2 down, big companies. Tier 4, 5, same are still have to groom up.
And where all do you see AI really being used in manufacturing? What are the possibilities?
Possibilities are very large, very large. But it is subjected to, if we are not complying what has been decided, it will fail. Because if we put it just top down, is not going to work. It has to be bottoms up. The need has to come from down. It's not that the people are not working. They are working all standalone and not going to come out in that fashion. So more deep study has to be on human. And once that human part is done, AI is going to work. We find that most of the places automations have miserably failed, where the productivity would have been very high because it hardly had human touch. So the moment we have got this human touch, I think we are cut out for this.
Here, do you see, can India build a culture comparable to the Japan's culture, which has this quality mindset? Of course, while maintaining whatever identity that, it's not that we should become Japan. No, we'll be.
We are our own strike.
But how do you see that? How can we bring that shift in the culture and mindset?
You see, the shift in culture has to come those who are giving direction. So the CEOs, MDs, ministers have to get aligned that what we want out of this. So slowly, like Japan put that country first. We might come into that phase country first, but we are not sure yet. So the moment you put country first, then education becomes free and equal for everybody. So those shifts will take place over a period of time. But there are examples, if you see pharmaceuticals and many other companies, where they have built a culture like defense. If you see even Maruti, you see that the culture part is that everybody reaches 15 minutes before time. Everybody will do exercise. It's a part of norms. It's part of culture. So this culture, we built it. So from day one, you start building this culture, we will survive. And Maruti has survived. You cannot fail Maruti even if you want. Because the pillars are so strong that today's date we are not there. And systems speak. So we rotate their people, and that is how we know our field. The marketing fellow may come and work in different segment in production, which nobody can imagine. So it is all about where we want to. Culture can be built, and India has already proven. In pharmaceutical, you see the way we are done. In automobile is the last phase from entering from developing country to developed country. And we are entering into that phase.
So you had a great, very successful corporate career, and then you decided to jump and be an entrepreneur. So what was the trigger? What led you to see that yes, now I want to start on my own? And the second, when you decided, okay, I want to start, why to start the consulting practice?
Okay. So I was a very strong believer that if you want to grow paddy, you sow the seed, every year you will get the paddy. Okay. If you want to grow trees, then you have to wait for 10 years. But if you want to grow people, which was my forte, that when I developed a lot of things inside this. So, build people. I was always cut out for building people, and having seen Japan from very close angle and seeing India in Indian condition things to grow, I always felt that there is a lot of things to give back to society, to the norms and working. So, consulting was one mode where I can spread my wing to larger government, non-government segment, and then multiply. So that is where I felt that I'm good at. That I hate to be called as consultant. I am a coach. So I have lived that life. I'm a life coach as well. So engineering छोड़ने के बाद, after I left engineering, I thought books please go away from my life. Today I have got a self-help book of 300 books, and that transformed my life. Oh, this is a journey over 25 years. I find I made when I left Maruti, perhaps everybody was apprehensive why he is leaving sad, but I had a gut feeling that I am cut out for this.
What kind of an impact that you are striving for, or the customers that you are taking on board? What is it that what is it that they should expect from you? What will happen if I take and I'll refer here that as you are fondly called SKB. If I take SKB on board, what is it that is going to change for me?
You see, what will change my modulation is that in life, your 20% your skill will pay. This is my theory. And 80% is your will. I work more on will part. How to make it will. And will is to unleash their potential. So over a period of time, having gone for various interviews where I saw American will take 5 sets of psycho tests every time I used to visit. I developed my own psycho test that, and those over a period of time will get it patented. I've worked on various areas. When I select an ND, he has to go through that psycho test, which reveals practically everything. So today my hit rate, say if I work for your organization, I will, I know which seat is going to work where. So right seat, right people in the right slot is more important. I'm not willing, you're forcibly given me marketing. So okay, for training purpose, okay, but I can put them to their choice. So whole understanding is that HR portion, no? If you understand our days, your days also, we used to write hobby, but there are no hobby clubs. HR has just forgotten hobby. They never made a hobby club. So wherever I go, all of nation, I first create a hobby club. So that is how you come closer. That is how you become a team. I mean, if you want to make really Chadde India, it has to come from that within, that this is my company. And you feel proud of that. I don't want to name that company. That gentleman, he said, Maisan, will you believe that I have got 7 uniform dress and I wear it everywhere. Even in marriage, even at home. I said, I salute it. Okay, that's your passion. I've never met a person in this. I said, you are unbeatable. You're going somewhere that you have owned it. You don't have to show anybody. If a billionaire goes in chappal, it becomes a style. And if you go in chappal, you are pakal. This theory has to finish.
What's going to be the biggest opportunities for Indian manufacturers over the coming decade?
You see, I said the whole world is looking towards us. Now, how we become cost effective and competitive. Now, if we look at countries like China, we have still a lot of challenge from them. I know of the companies, Sara Mal, and they bring from China assemble it, put a brand name, and sell. So I think there will be the biggest challenge and support we would need from government, that what government provides there. If that buying becomes centralized, which now people are doing, like big companies are going on to jobbing work. Say they buy the material and give it to vendor. Defense does that. So you are insured about your quality and take the things back. I think the biggest challenge is that giving environment and making businessmen more conducive. The government is thinking on those patterns now.
Now we'll have a rapid fire mode. We'll just I'll just ask you and you have to answer immediately.
Okay.
One management book everyone should read.
I would say 1 minute manager.
One Japanese word every leader should know.
Gemba.
One habit that transformed your career.
Discipline.
One business leader you admire.
Tata.
Factory floor or boardroom.
Factory floor.
AI or human intuition.
Combination of both.
One thing you still wish to learn.
Tough question, but human being.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Last question. So our audience is quite a young engineers as well. So if a young engineer or to be engineer was watching this podcast and wants to build a meaningful career, yeah, not just successful but meaningful as well.
Yeah.
What will be your advice?
I would say deserve first, then desire. Be on that attitude of openness and go into that critical path and try to see that you have balance of both. So deserve and desire is not there. People first desire now, what is the package you are going to give me? So that is, I think, is not going to work for long. Even if I give you that package and you don't perform, then you are out. So deserve and desire.
Thanks a lot, Banerji, for being here with us. It's been a pleasure and a learning experience for me as well to have you here. And there's, I'm sure people will get to learn quite a bit from our conversation. Thanks a lot for coming down, and my best wishes for you. I hope more and more people engage you and get to learn. And I really want that with these principles, as a nation, we should be able to move forward and become a leader in manufacturing as well.
Thanks a lot for inviting me. I'm really glad. And I'm fond of meeting people in any case. That is where I want to say that I will learn more about people. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you like the podcast, you know the drill. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.